Long time no see, and welcome back to another round of pulse-pounding action on Grudge Match, the show that takes the denizens of the 2D universes and pits them against each other in combat that, because of the fact that they exist universes apart, would otherwise never happen between them. Today we're going to clash two of the most powerful mega hitters from their respective universes against each other when we compare two men who wield massive strength and energy powers. Both are royalty and both with impeccable fashion senses, knowing that basic black is always in style. From DC, it's the scion of Kandak, the first chosen one of the wizard Shazam, Black Adam. And from Marvel, it's the king of Attilan, the ruler of the Inhumans, the strong silent type, Black Bolt. Both of these men are extremely powerful, utilizing the Superman archetypal powers of massive strength, speed, and invulnerability, as well as both being warrior kings and zealous defenders of their people and their homelands. So taking a look at them individually and starting with Black Adam, created first way back in 1945 by Fawcett Comics, before eventually finding a home at DC Comics along with all of the Captain Marvel and Shazam family of heroes. His real name is Teth Adam, and he started off his life in ancient Egypt as a prince ruler of the nation of Kandak. And he was the first chosen one of the wizard Shazam, who Shazam chose to wield his power. But before he could truly bestow his power upon Black Adam had a deal struck with the ancient Egyptian gods Shu, Haru, Amon, Zehudi, Aton, and Mehen. And by calling out Shazam, instead of being empowered by the gods that Shazam had chosen, he was empowered by these ancient Egyptian gods. But the effect was exactly the same as the Captain Marvel / Shazam hero we came to know later on and up to in modern day, granting him superhuman strength, speed, flight, invulnerability, wisdom, self-sustenance, stamina, and magical lightning control, all of the powers that the hero Shazam utilizes in modern day. Black Adam has these powers to the same degree, and to such a massive degree, that he is generally more than a match for virtually all of the heroes of the DC universe, with the possible exceptions of Shazam and possibly Superman. But throughout his existence in the DC universe, Black Adam has been able to almost fairly effortlessly overcome virtually any enemy he pits himself against. And he uses his power to defend his nation homeland of Kandak up to modern day. Black Bolt, created in 1965 for Marvel Comics, is the leader of the Inhuman race. The Inhumans are an offshoot of humanity. In ancient times, the Kree alien race visited ancient Earth and experimented on primitive humans, creating the offshoot Inhuman race. They existed outside of human society for most of history, but only recently reintegrated with human society. Now, the Inhuman race have the ability to gain a wide variety of superhuman powers by being exposed to what they call the Terrigen Mist. And Black Bolt, his real name Blackagar Boltagan, is one of the royal family of the Inhumans. Now, generally, Inhumans are exposed to the Terrigen Mist around puberty, in late childhood, but Black Bolt was actually exposed to the Terrigen Mist while still in his mother's womb before he was born. And some theorize that this very early exposure, as well as his pure-blood royal lineage, is why his powers as an Inhuman are so vastly greater than almost any other Inhuman. These powers derive from being able to harness electron energy, a sort of unknown energy that he produces from within his body, and he can utilize this for a wide variety of effects to increase his strength, speed, and level of invulnerability to massive superhuman levels, allowing him to take on, blow for blow and pound for pound, some of the massive heaviest hitters in the Marvel Universe, such as the Hulk or Gladiator. And in addition to being able to increase his physical skills to this degree, he can also utilize this electron energy to do energy manipulation, fire off blasts of energy, as well as some matter manipulation. He can create force fields around himself that are virtually impenetrable. But by far the most devastating effect that he can use this electron energy for is his sonic scream. As a matter of fact, he doesn't actually have great control over it because he can't ever shut it off. He can't speak normally. In In fact, one slight whisper from Black Bolt has the power to level an entire city, and a loud scream from Black Bolt could potentially destroy an entire planet. So this is a massive, massive power, and this is why he is fairly mute most of the time. He never speaks, because if he does, it's absolutely devastating. Black Bolt uses these powers to defend the inhuman race from humans who mean to do them harm, as well as has become one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe, going on to be a member of the Illuminati, a group of the most influential and powerful super beings in the Marvel Universe, and has proven himself as more than a physical match for most of the most powerful characters in Marvel. So having taken a look at both of these characters, it's time to decide what would happen if they were to ever clash in one-on-one competition. The winner would be Black Bolt. When it comes to their physical enhancements, their strength, speed, flight, invulnerability, all of those factors, they are on fairly even footing because both are in the absolute upper reaches of what any of the characters in the comics have displayed throughout the years. With the possible exception of Black Adam maybe having a greater degree of superhuman speed, so he could potentially deliver more attacks, but Black Bolt, with his ability to use his electron energy to form force fields around himself, has proven capable of defending himself from massive, massive powerhouses like the Hulk, and suffering very little damage as a result. So even though Black Adam could offer up more offense, possibly because of his speed, Black Bolt could definitely absorb that damage without taking too much harm from it. But the game changer has got to be Black Bolt's sonic scream. At any point, even maybe at the very opening of the fight, if Black Bolt simply screams at Black Adam with that sonic scream, the level of which could potentially destroy an entire planet, even though Black Adam has an incredibly high degree of invulnerability, that is a massive amount of damage that would at the very least knock him out, knock him unconscious, if not destroy him utterly. So the sonic scream has got to be the game changer, and even if Black Bolt held it in reserve till later in the fight, it is something he could break out at any time and would probably, potentially, end the fight as soon as he did. So the win in this one has got to go to Marvel and Black Bolt. So message me down below, let me know what you think of the outcome of this fight, and as always, send me your suggestions for future fights and future Grudge matches. We'll see you next time on the next edition of Grudge Match.